Okay, everyone, thank you again for joining us. It's the top of the hour. We're going to get started. My name is Dennis Reiner. I am Director of Strategic Accounts for GoldenCare, and joining me is my good friend Nathan, who's going to share with us today an exciting program that's going to allow you the opportunity to grow your business in a very creative and unique way. As we're getting started, just a couple housekeeping items to make you aware of. On the screen here is why GoldenCare. As many of you who've attended our webinars in the past know that there's a lot of value-added benefits that are available to you when you do business with GoldenCare. And so we want to make sure that you take advantage of those opportunities, just like you have an opportunity today to learn about something that's new and exciting. So as we get started and go through, Nathan, I'll make sure you're there. Just if you can let me know that we're all set on your end.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get started with talking a little bit about technology for just a moment. And this is Nathan's area of expertise. And you know, I think the hardest thing for agents to do who've been in the business for any length of time is to consider change, or to decide that they're going to adapt and do something new. It's always very easy to stay doing the same things that we've always done. And as this visual depicts, many might find themselves trapped in the Stone Age and yet have to be dragged or pulled into the digital age. And I hear it all the time that, Dennis, hey, I'm successful the way I am. I don't even have a computer. I don't even hardly use my phone. And I understand that there's always anomalies in our marketplace about how people can succeed. And you know, the old adage, if it's not broke, why are you trying to fix it? But nowadays, the consumers that you are going to talk to think differently about how they want to do business with you. And Nathan, you've got a lot of research that you've done on this, and you've got an exact statistic as to what it is that individuals, as it relates to the percentage. And we'll get into this in just a second about what category they fall into. But let me ask you, isn't it around 75%, 80% that people research before they actually make a purchase decision?
Yeah, it's up to 80%, and it's actually been trending up over the years. And when we have that statistic, that actually applies to both people wanting to learn about the insurance that they might need and also learn about the agent that they might buy it from. So they're doing research twofold, and 80+% of people are doing it now online.
It's crazy. You know, of course, you know, when you think about that, there's people who are the DIYers in lots of aspects of their life, and why not in the area of looking at insurance? And so this visual that you see here about which category do you fall into, A, don't have a website and did not see a need, kind of like I was relating to some people who basically have said that they've never operated that way. They have a website, but really it's only a fancy digital business card. And yes, people can look them up and actually use that website for that purpose, as Nathan just alluded to. C, they have a website, but it only does quote captures. It's not really designed to do anything more than that, and they're really not driving a lot of traffic to their site. D is people who feel that they need a website that looks good, does quote capture, and consumers can DIY their insurance. And I think there's also an E. And so I want, for those who are listening in today who say, hey, I really like my website, I think it's great. What we're talking about today is not mutually exclusive. What you already have, you should keep. But what you should consider is whether or not there's another way by which you can drive sales, and another tool that is very affordable that you should think about employing. And that's kind of what the purpose of this webinar is today, is to give you the opportunity to think a little bit differently about how to engage, as Nathan said, the consumers who are doing the research, and not only researching you, but doing the research about various products and services. So as we go on and talk a little bit about profiling, this is, again, a little bit more information. Nathan's already alluded to some of this about the, but there is time constraints. People today are busier than ever. Even with the pandemic, we've seen how our business has actually exceeded our own sales expectations in working in the senior marketplace. But consumers today want to educate themselves. It's interesting. I can recall a very top producer in the long-term care field many years ago. This is going back maybe 7-8 years ago. So this just shows you how, fast forward to today, how this is even more applicable. But he had actually had a client that reached out to him through an internet lead, and he discovered that this client lived literally 3 doors down from him in Southern California, in a neighborhood where I used to live. And so he had the phone number. He called up the client and said, "Listen, I'm happy to have the conversation with you about long-term care. I'd love to get together with you. In fact," he said, "I know that you responded to an invitation for me to meet with you online and to share information, but I happen to live 3 doors down from you. Let me ask you a question. Would you like me just to schedule a time and just to pop over?" And the prospect said, "No, I think I'd rather just do it online." Now, if that isn't a telltale sign of how sometimes consumers think about people that they may or may not want coming into their home, to me, that was a number of years ago. And so if you fast forward today, there is a higher customer service expectation. There's an ease of conducting business that's essential. And people are more and more comfortable with large financial transactions, whether they're buying an annuity or whether they're buying a product like long-term care or life insurance. So as we go forward, I'd like Nathan, who is the creator and author of what you're going to see now, to walk us through a demo. We're going to go through it high level. He's going to show you some of the ins and outs, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to circle back and talk a little bit more about what the opportunity is for you to get involved with this particular program. So Nathan, and I'll share some comments too, Nathan, if you don't mind, as we go through this, that you may want to when you're mentioning a couple different sections here of the program, which is fantastic. So Nathan, please share with us this demo.
Great. First of all, thank you, and thank you for everybody coming to this wonderful meeting. Dennis, just to be clear, a little housekeeping, just want to make sure you can see the website and my screen.
Perfect. I see it perfectly.
Great. All right. So what we have here is what Dennis was talking about. This is the next step in the evolution. This is not just a website. This is a marketplace. And that marketplace is an insurance sales and lead generation marketplace. And it's available for any agent, whether you have one license, just a life license, or a health license, or whether you have all the licenses. The beauty of our program and our platform is the fact that you can now round out your portfolio of products and not only offer and promote your products that you're licensed for, but promote the other products that you might not have a license for today because of the entity license that you're leveraging that we have. So as an example, this is the website that is out there. So for those of you that are life only licensed, you can still maintain that wallet share of your customer and that mind share of that customer when they have an insurance need. Because even with just your life license, you can still offer these products that are P&C focused, because the consumer is the one actually going through your marketplace to buy and quote and learn about insurance. So let's go down just a little bit deeper on that one in just a second. But first, let me tell you that each one of these that you see in front of you is a product tile that you control. You can turn this off or on. You can change where it links to, all that great stuff. And you can promote your products at the top. As an example, in this one, I'm really promoting term life for healthier people. We have a specific relationship for a company there where consumers can go online and buy insurance. And you can promote all your products, including the GC products like longevity planning, Medicare, and all the above. And every one that you see on here at this time, there is a way for the consumer to either get a hold of their own knowledge and information and also quote and buy insurance, or they can learn on this website and reach out to you and you can control that. So as an example, let's just drill into auto insurance. In here, They can learn all about what the liability coverage is, why you need it, how much you should have, all that wonderful stuff. And if they'd like, they can get a quote. And we have both quote request capture forms for consumers that want the agent to do the work for them. And we also have online capabilities built in to where consumers can come in online and they can start a quote themselves and even buy online. So it'll get all the way to the quotes and then they can even buy online. And we have all those capabilities for all of these products. So for those of you that also are selling life insurance and others, we have relationships pre-built already with pre-negotiated rates and everything for you. So term life, life insurance, term life for healthier people, final expense, any one of these, a consumer can come in and you can link this to your existing quote capture form that's built into your website, or you can link it onto one of your other pages. So maybe you have a relationship with Illinois Mutual, or maybe you have a relationship with Ethos. And in here, you could bridge it and your customers will be able to come to your marketplace and your website, and they will be able to go on from there and learn and actually apply and buy insurance directly online. So all of your product tiles have that capability built into it. The other thing that's part of your website is going to be the fact that, not only does it display the products that you have, but per our earlier conversation, you can get into your picture and information about you. And so when consumers or potential clients are out there doing research on you, they can find a little bit more about you and you can control what you write up in this. It includes your phone number, email address, and you can even put your physical address up here if you have an office or if you want to promote the city or state that you live in. One of the other things that's really great about our website, it has predetermined testimonials and we can always add more. Your website is available in both English and Spanish, not the Google Translate Spanish, but true Spanish. So if you live in an area or just in general have clients or a customer base that has, Spanish speaking customers, this is going to be very powerful for them because they can come in here and learn all about insurance in the language that they are comfortable with. So that opens up a whole new opportunity of customer segments for many people. Let's go back to the English version. Other things that you can do with our website to make it unique to you is you can co-brand or white label our website. So right now it's EIA and Nathan, but if you go to, as an example, let's go to one of our agents' websites. He has changed it to where it says Winter Insurance Group. And so these are the products that Stephen offers and a write-up about him. So not only can you, leverage our website, but you can make it yours by choosing your own product tiles, directing where those product tiles send people, having it co-labeled or white labeled with your brand and your experience, all those great things. So from there, we can get into the back office and I can show you what it looks like. But before we jump into that, let's talk about the contact us forms. So this is Stephen Winters, contact us form. So if you filled this out on his website, it would go to this email and it also stores it in the back office. Or if your customer said, I want to get a quote, and they fill out the information of what quote they're looking for, check the products, and hit submit, that will not only be emailed to you, but it'll be stored in the back office of your website. So let's go to my website again. And in here, you can easily get to the back office of your website at the bottom with any of these useful links. So home, view all the products, all this good stuff. But let's just open up the back office here. And I'll sign in. Because one of the other things we want you all to understand is the fact that This website setup is super simple. We have struck a great balance between flexibility and controllability, and setting up your website is as easy as putting in your domain name, hitting the save button, of course, putting in the information about you and your company. That will, of course, show up in the About Us page and also at the home page. You can upload your picture and your company's logo. That was where Stephen overrode our logo with his. You can set up your social media and search engine optimization. So right up here where it says Nathan Quayle Insurance Agency, that's because I told the system that when you find this in Google, Yahoo, or any other type of search engine or website browser, what is it that I want it to say? And you can control all of that. Like I said, you can turn on or off any of the insurance products you would like to show, and we can also build insurance products for you. So if there's a product tile that you need that we don't have today, our turnaround time is less than 24 hours to build that product tile for you. And then in here, once you have those insurance product tiles, this is one of the game changers. And this is the thing that turns your website from just an informational or a digital business card into the capabilities of having this be an insurance marketplace. We have pre-set up all of the property casualty ones for you to where any consumer could come in here and they can get quotes and buy property casualty insurance online. And then we can also do the same for any of the other products like life insurance. We over here at EIA, we have a relationship with Ethos. And so we send our product links for life insurance to Ethos, and we can control that. Or longevity planning and Medicare as an example. For Medicare, we partner with GoldenCare. And so if you want this Medicare GoldenCare to be a referral source so that you get your customers to a Medicare expert because maybe you aren't one, then they have this relationship already built up. If you wanted to instead control that and have those sent to you, we can just delete the current link. Maybe you're a Medicare expert. Great, we just did that. Now, when I come back in here to Medicare and hit refresh, now it says get quote. And now your customers are going to input this information. Your face and number and website and all that stuff are going to be front and center. And then when they hit submit, again, it's going to not only put the information and email it to you personally, but on your dashboard, it's also going to show up as a quote request. So you can keep track of your quotes and lead generation. Dennis, is there anything more specifically you'd like me to cover?
No, I think, Nathan, the important thing is because there's relationships out there where people are P&C licensed. And so the only difference is you can be the resource, as Nathan indicated. You're not going to get compensated the way that you would on products that you are licensed for, or even products outside of the P&C world that you could just refer, as indicated, like Medicare. So that's just something to keep in mind. But they can get the quote. And the whole purpose of that is that you might be working with a client who was interested in final expense, and they were having some budget issues, and you said, well, you know what? I may be able to help you out. I have a shopping service capability to go out for auto insurance and homeowners insurance, and maybe we can save you some money. And so now you're just being the resource, and that resource may turn into the opportunity where they've saved dollars, and they come back to you and say, oh, great. Now I can pursue that final expense, or now I could buy that life insurance. So that's something to keep in mind. And, you know, on average, when you look at longevity planning, for example, you're talking about long-term care can be a messy, messy sale. Some of you who have been with us and who deal in long-term care, or some used to deal in long-term care but no longer, can attest to the change in that marketplace because of the underwriting changes, and it's more difficult with plan design. So you might just say, you know what, I'd love just to hand it off to the folks at GoldenCare who have a team of specialists who do this for a living, and they literally sell millions and millions of long-term care. And guess what? If I can just get a referral fee, that referral fee on the average long-term care premium today might translate into 400 to 600 or more dollars to you. And all you basically did was had your client, as Nathan indicated, complete that same submit form to get information. And when fulfillment happens, the client gets taken care of and you get taken care of.
Great point, Dennis. You know, the other thing as you were talking that I wanted to bring up as we go through the products that are available, let's talk about licensing status. So many of you probably don't have every license in every state. The beauty of this platform is multifold, but one of the main things is the cool fact that with just an insurance license, you can sell in all 50 states through a marketplace, because essentially you're not doing the consulting, the consumer is doing their own consulting. And so therefore they can buy auto insurance in all 50 states from your website, whether you have a license or not. And even if you did have a P&C license in the state of, let's just pick Texas, right? Customers from all over the country can still buy from your website and you can receive the compensation, because you have to have a license to receive commission, but to receive a referral fee, you don't need a license, and you can get that done in all 50 states. So this essentially for many of you is going to open up your platform to where you are going to be able to be a multi-state entity when it comes to sales potentials now. And Nathan, that is a huge advantage.
That's such a good point. And would you mind, Nathan, because we want to make sure that we're with our time here that we have, could you just point out something that you shared with me the other day that I thought, you know what, I'm probably not alone about this aspect, and this is a non-insurance product in terms of, and that was the, if you could go to that tile, that was the ADT, the home security, yes. And just share a quick example of how someone might be able to monetize just something that you don't think of, but yet everyone often is looking at maybe this is the type of service that they need, or themselves personally as an agent, but certainly for their prospects and clients.
Definitely. So as part of our home security product tile, we have a relationship already set up with a partner that actually offers ADT, but they offer it in I believe, a better sales process. So for those of you that don't know, the normal ADT process is for them to set up an appointment to come to your home, and while in person, there's a more of a high pressure sales type of platform to get that ADT home security installed. The company we partnered with is called Secure24. And what they do is you would come through and have a need because you're doing a risk assessment for your clients in general. And let's say that as part of the risk assessment, they would like to receive, a home security quote. You can input that customer's information and they get some huge benefits. And if there's an install, if the person installs, then you receive a $300 payout. So there's wonderful benefits to leveraging our Secure24 relationship. One is free installation and activation for your customer. They get a $100 rebate, but my biggest thing is the customer experience. So in this customer experience, you would put in your agent's name, the client's name, their address, email, and phone number. And then one of our call center reps at Secure24 reaches out to them to talk to them about their needs. Not in person, not a high pressured sales event, just let's design a system that covers what you're thinking. How many windows and doors do you have on the first floor? How many windows and doors do you have where it's accessible with a deck, stairs, or something like that? Let's talk about motion sensors. How much do you want to go? And then after they design it and get the quoted price, Then if the customer is interested, then what they do is they send out a rep to actually install it. So unlike the other process where they just set up an appointment for the rep to come and then the rep is in person trying to sell it, this system predefines what it is over the phone with the client, what they need, and then if the customer is interested in that package, then they send out a rep to install it. And for every install, you receive $300. That $300 is an amazing bonus or compensation for doing a referral for somebody that was going to get this product from somebody anyway. They might as well get it from you. So this is one of our many products that we have to offer that even though it's not exactly insurance, it still serves a similar purpose. And so that's why it fits well with our offerings that we do. And of course, you can turn on or off those at any time with your insurance products options. It's very simple. Dennis, any place else you'd like me to focus?
Nathan, I'm so glad that you did that. I was so impressed with that when you shared it with me. And I think that overall, I mean, there's a lot to the program. And of course, we have to be, we could spend an extensive amount of time going through every tile. But I will just tell you that things that you don't think about. I shared this with you, Nathan, that I have a cottage in northern Michigan, and a couple of years ago we had the request to get flood insurance, and it was a hassle having to shop for that. So things that you don't often think of, your prospects or your clients, whether it's business insurance, renter's insurance, flood insurance, and again, some of the things you're just being a resource. I think today, if we are not, a resource in areas that we may or may not be compensated in, then what's happening is that the consumer only perceives that the only time that we're willing to help them is if we're getting paid on something. And I think that is consumers are much smarter today, and I don't think we can go down that road where we're not willing to be someone that they turn to and seek guidance from. So I think as we go through that, Nathan, is there anything else in the demo before we move to kind of the last few minutes that we have?
Like you said, Dennis, we could show you all kinds of stuff, and there's a lot more here. But the beauty of this business model is the fact that you're giving consumers some great capabilities to learn about insurance and to actually get insurance quotes and buy online, which is a great blocking and tackling technique versus the captive carriers that are out there. Because when Farmers or State Farm or Allstate or whoever lands that auto or home customer, I don't know if you guys know this, but State Farm, they don't pay well when it comes to the auto commissions unless you hit so many life or other types of sales. So they've already been pressuring their agents, and so their agents are getting more and more into your world. You can stop that by solving your customers' needs so that they don't have to go to State Farm to get their auto and home insurance. And therefore, you can more control that relationship with that customer.
And that shopping service that we're talking about, Nathan, what I love about it is it has household names that you're very familiar with outside of the Farmers and State Farms, but the more of the independent channel, and it works out great. And so whether it's Medicare, whether it's life insurance, that you say, you know what, I'm really a Medicare person, I don't sell life insurance. Well, why not be a resource? Because your senior client might be looking for insurance on their grandchildren and want to buy a juvenile policy. And you don't maybe have the time or expertise, but you can certainly drive them to your website and still get paid. And so as we finish up this demo, Nathan, unless you have anything else, I'd like to just give a couple closing thoughts here and make sure that we're staying within our time frame that we've committed to for those who are taking the time out of their busy schedule today.
Yep, no, I think that's great.
So if you could take us in right to there. So here's where we want to kind of wrap it up a little bit and just share with you the opportunity. And it's only because you're doing business through GoldenCare that you have this opportunity. So you can quote and drive more consumer direct insurance sales. It doesn't mean that all the things that you do right now that Nathan indicated, the blocking and tackling that you do in face-to-face or other remote selling, continue to do all those things and do all those things that you want to control as he said, that you can control by either turning on or off that tile. But also get paid on insurance products that you don't even sell. And we've given you a couple examples of that, whether it's long-term care and our longevity planning referral program, that basically it takes you a minute or so to enter in the prospect or client's information and allow one of our specialists to fulfill on it. Same thing with the Medicare that we offer also through GoldenCare, because of the robust back office support that we have in that area. We can offer your clients the best of service with the shopping experience, again, with any and all companies. You don't have to worry about going out and getting contracting. You just take your referral fee. So reach existing and find more new customers. So right now, currently, and I can't say that this will always be the case, there is no setup fee. And there's an opportunity for you to just spend, literally, for all that Nathan's outlined today, $30 a month. But we're going to make it even better. And if I had my blue light, it would start swirling at this point, because this is a special that we're going to offer you. And that is, instead of spending $30 a month or $360 a year, we're going to send out to you the link. So following this webinar, that the marketing department will get out, and you'll have also our marketing representatives, the regional directors, that will be able to follow up with you. But that link will contain an offer for you to pay annual, and to reduce that $360 offer down to $300, which in essence means that you're getting 2 months free. Now, this is not an open-ended offer that we're going to keep on the books, because really we're trying to help build your business and we're trying to help grow your business. And so if you respond within a timely manner, we will honor that request for those who've been on this webinar, and also we'll make it available for those who could not attend the webinar to have that opportunity. We think this is a fantastic offer. It doesn't really matter, once again, if you already have a website. There's ways in which you can layer this in, or again, they don't have to be mutually exclusive. This is an opportunity for you to take advantage of something that will allow you literally to make money while you sleep. When you learn how to drive consumer traffic and take advantage of the opportunities, not only for whatever lead generation tools you're using currently, but use some of the social media opportunities, what you'll find is that more people are going to find you, and you're going to be able to track this through the back office that Nathan's already illustrated. So with that being said, Nathan, there's one last visual I want to make sure everyone knows, and that is, again, the value add that we share with those who are members of the GoldenCare family here. And so once again, for joining us today, we always like you to participate in receiving a CE voucher. We'll provide you copies of this very short PowerPoint, and I believe we'll also have a recorded webinar of the actual demo. But ask yourself this question: is my business where I want it to be? Is my income where it needs to be? Am I being the resource I could be for my clients and for prospects that can now enable me to literally move into this new marketplace that Nathan has shared with us, and have the opportunities to not only increase our income, increase your income, but have the opportunity to be able to provide services that your clients need and want. Affordability of what we're trying to bring to the GoldenCare family of agents is the opportunity where they can choose what's best for them, because there are some individuals who are specialists in other areas and they want a lot more things that they already have currently, and they don't want to give up those things. I would just like to conclude by saying thank you again for everyone that's attended. Thank you, Nathan. Just keep in mind that really, at the end of the day, we're going to make this as easy as possible for you to do business with this system. We've set up what we call the 3 S's. The first S is that we have a sign-up link. It's very easy. You can put in your credit card and pay annually, or you can set up to do the monthly. It's your choice. If you want to save and get 2 months free, we think that's a heck of a deal. Number 2 is there's the setup. Nathan's already illustrated and showed you how easy the setup is And we have back office resources at GoldenCare to assist. That is something that we will provide, that you don't have to turn to Nathan for that. And number 3 is to do what you should always be doing, which is STP. It's seeing the people. You got to start promoting and start driving this traffic as another opportunity to utilize this insurance marketplace. So having said that, we want to thank everyone again. We hope this was informative. It was a good use of your time, and we hope that you'll take advantage of this opportunity that we've presented here today. So thank you, everyone, and drive more consumer insurance sales. It's available to you now. Have a great day. Bye now.
Check out our website, goldencareagent.com, or give us a call at 800-842-7799.